Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and my players as always, as we carry on with our Dark Heresy campaign. Season 2, Episode 2. In the last episode, our group had entered into the warp aboard this ratty rogue trader ship, which is technically a tramp hauler. It is not designed for long distance void travel. However, they are travelling within the same subsector, so the travel time should be somewhere around 7 to 10 days. 5 days into their journey, and unfortunately the tides of the Immaterium seem to have turned. Warp storms have crashed against the side of this poor little tramp hauler, but fortunately there is a competent a competent tech priest aboard the ship, Winters, who assisted the Engineer Primus, or whatever she is, Zik Ram Claire, the tech priest who is hired to stay aboard this vessel, to keep the plasma reactors within tolerance of their power whilst feeding energy into the Geller field to keep that stable and to stop it from flickering, as well as to give the engines additional power for when the navigator needed to try and avoid some of the waves within the Immaterium. During this time, a minor warp phenomenon, or a minor warp entity rather, managed to get aboard. Many crew members spontaneously combusted down in the cargo decks. The cargo chamber holding the emergency rations. I was kind of hoping that one of our psychers would let out a little fart and ruin all the emergency rations, but that didn't happen. Instead, a melter beam kind of obliterated the thing and burnt a score mark down one of the doors to the cargo bay. But that was all the damage that was done. Rather minor, considering I think about 80 or 90 crew ended up getting devoured by the creature. So it's after this when you basically start, you give in your report. It was a minor warp entity. You've dealt with it. You all start heading back to your chosen locations. After some kicking, the security guards who came with you do wake up again, and the one that dies, they tell you that they'll clean him up. He'll get brushed up. It's fine. Bit of shock on their faces. One of them is particularly scared of Mordecai, as he comes to and sees the person who shot a melter beam out of his hand. He's like, ah. But you are all able to get back to where you needed to be. Unfortunately, you would notice that the vibrations throughout the ship have increased. The word from Ludwig, as he keeps the Inquisitorial team informed, is that warp storms are still bashing against the ship, knocking the ship off course. Currently, they are fighting the tides within the Immaterium. You technically count as lost within the warp.
Fuck.
Is there anything you guys want to do on the day that you defeat the minor warp entity? Was there any projects that you want to do, any guard rotations, anything like that?
So the day we find the entity, we hear that we're lost, right?
Yes.
Right. Give me a moment to think about it.
So I'll give you a bit more.
Anger.
Sure, you can do that. I'll give you a little bit more information. You are lost within the Immaterium, but only because of the warp storms. The navigator believes that once you can get through these tides, that you should be able to find the Astronomicon, or they should be able to find the Astronomicon again and get you back on course. It's only because at the moment, in some reason, the warp is roiling at the moment. And yes, Albie, SEO, yes, you can indeed, hearing this news, start like asking servitors or other crewmen, look, can we get some barricades to put across the door? Can we start doing some lines of fire? Can we? Yeah, sure, you can.
Some sandbags, some steel plates.
They look a bit confused as you say sandbags, but they're like, no, we have these, and it's more of a gel sack, that they start hauling out of.
Is there a universal autosharker? Is there a universal term for sandbags? That is 48, or is just
sandbags? They don't.
Sandbags
have
is the
a,
universal term, really. Honestly.
Yeah, it's just so on a ship with a crew that's never experienced sand before, they'd have their own term for it. In this case, it's a ballistic gel bag.
Ah, yes.
Or
burlap sacks
bag.
filled with cement.
No, these are actually filled with a jelly. Like as they take them out, they're like blocks that are covered in not a burlap shack. It's like a genetic. It's a produced fabric material. But they're longer lasting, and the sand doesn't spill out of them when they get damaged, so they're reusable. Little more expensive though. Yes, Jim.
No, I was just commenting. Why am I getting flashbacks again?
So, Ezio will probably end up getting some help from Tyrannus and oh god, what's the Arbite's name? I always forget it. Marius. In fact, I think Flame would also help. Once she gets switched out with a few bloody fizzy drinks. So, for Winters, you're going to be assisted now by actually, I don't think, not Festus. Oh god, what's his name? Varian? Venery? He is Venery. The Adeptus Mechanicus member in the teams probably won't assist because the ship's a little bit unorthodox. However, Ceres, Mantorus, and Jenny would probably come and assist you. So now there are 4 tech priests in the engine bay of the Rogue Trader ship. You'll basically be taking turns watching over certain systems. Oh yeah, it's the Lustful Maiden. That's this ship's name. Oh, I keep forgetting. But basically, you 4 tech priests are going to be working round the clock, just informing the tributei what things need to be brought to them. There aren't that many servitors aboard the ship. There are a few in engineering. There are mainly tributei, which are basically Adeptus Mechanicus civilians.
More work to be done.
And is that everything that everyone wants to do on this day? Did you find out you were lost in the warp?
Waldo, what do you want to do?
To be honest, I'd probably spend the time studying my book. Like, lost in the warp. Not much I can do.
Can I
Really?
also requisition some grenades? Oh, wait, no, we have ours.
You're not getting grenades on a fucking ship, dude.
If you try to get
Try.
explosives inside a ship, I will slap you.
Aboard the
mean-
other ship, maybe Ludwig's ship isn't really outfitted for land combat, which is where grenades would come in. Well, frag grenades at the very least. If you're if you want frag grenades, I can't really help you.
I want something to deal with a horde. Like a horde of peskies.
Ah,
Of
yes.
demon incursions.
Flamer.
I don't remember, but what was Aqua Freya's main resource?
Radio controlled bomb cars? Or is that another?
It's a hive world.
Yeah, it's hybrid.
It's a hive world, so it's genuinely speaking, it's people. Yeah, it's so it's people and manufacturing. They have vast quantities of people that they normally send out in the regiments. They do some manufacturing, mainly low grade stuff that the Adeptus Mechanicus kind of poo-poos. You know, like stub revolvers of shitty quality and stuff like that. Basic arms and goods. So Ezio, if you give me an influence roll, just need to check something quick. Where in the hell is that then? So I'm going to have to do a bit of scrolling. So yeah, if you give me an influence roll, let's have a look. Unfortunately, as you're like thinking, well, maybe some explosives, you go to, yeah, sure, one of the guards, like the sergeant kind of the defense guards on the ship who took you to the cargo bay. And you ask him, you know, have you got any grenades, anything like that we could fortify? He just looks at you with a bizarre, just like, what do you want to do? And no, unfortunately, you're unable to secure yourself any kaboom boom.
This lack of explosives disturbs me.
Can I do my usual thing and just do rounds, more or less? But I'll be wearing more of my carapace armor this time.
Sure, yeah, you can do that. The Inquisitor does come round on the whole squad Vox, and he basically says, for those of you who are currently not doing anything, so the squads that he just broke you all up into last time, he breaks them apart again. So now there's basically one person looking after the child aboard. Actually, where is the child again? I think he's in the medical bay, in a private suite with Jonas the Null. So essentially, Jonas. So actually, he'd probably have to tell. Mordecai and Liliana, you two would probably have to take turns assisting. So it just how many people? We can't leave Nutella there. She's just not trustworthy enough. So we've got Jonas.
Can do it if I'd actually asked. That would probably be better off actually. I'd actually ask the Inquisitor what he wants me to do, and if he needs me to guard or look after them, I will do it.
No, you need to have a psychic aptitude. He'll have to do it. So then there's a null who can completely block his presence, and there's 3 individuals who know of psychic fuckery and can assist, you know, if anything goes wrong. And then you're only having to do like a 6-hour shift each.
Oh god damn it.
Yeah,
Yep,
so
hang on.
he'd do that for the psychers and the kid.
Hold on. Wait. Did he just assign me to take care of a kid too? God damn it.
Yes. Yeah. He has to do it. You know, he needs 4 psychers, or at least, and he needs to have 4 individuals who can deal with psychic shit. The null is perfect,
God
and then
damn.
there's 3 other psychers. He can't trust Nuttula, can he? He's like, well, do I leave this batshit insane bitch with? No.
God damn it,
So-
Mordecai, why did you have to buy a kid?
You could have stopped me.
I didn't know I was gonna have to babysit the little fucker.
We did basically end up facilitating it.
Yes. I'm basically about it.
God
I mean,
damn it,
we
old me.
did get him the guns to buy it, so
God damn it, old me. Why didn't you think about that before you did it?
I'm not the one involved. I'm busy fortifying.
Fortify.
Siege!
So-
Siege!
We've got Flame, Marius, Tyrannus, Castella, Venera? I think it's Venera. Venera, Festus, Dariel, and Darius. So there's a team of 8. You'll probably work in 2s to patrol the hangar bay and adjoining areas.
Okay.
So yeah, then 2 of you have a 6-hour shift doing stuff.
So who
Best-
was on again? Sorry.
So it's all the combat, everyone else. So it's Flame, Marius, Tyrannus, Castella, Festus, Venria, Dariel, and Darius.
Okay.
The only person who is not currently assigned is Nuella.
And what was it? Friedrich Ezio.
Oh, yeah. So actually, yeah, no. So there's 1 extra. So one person will have to swap in at the end of the route for Ezio. So that makes 9. Yeah.
I'll do a second shift with Ezio. I know it'll leave me tired or more tired, but it might.
They're only 6-hour shifts, so a 12-hour shift would not be difficult.
I do it every
Especially
day.
when you've got nothing else. Yeah. And when your alternatives are literally sat in a ship just doing fuck all. There's not really much for you to do if you haven't got a craft or a trade or
Again, this is
workout
literally
and-
real life. I had fuck all else to do, so I literally started doing 12-hour shifts.
So, as we prepare for another time skip, can I get willpower checks from everyone?
Oh, brilliant.
No immunity to psychic attacks. So if it's psychic powers or things like that, that does not help you.
Fear?
Jaded.
And fear wouldn't, jaded wouldn't. Because this is a hallucination.
Oh, but this is not a psychic hallucination, though.
It's caused by the
fuck.
warp, but as the GM, I'm saying that no, this is not an attack. This is a surrounding effect from the you being
Would a
lost in the
dimension
warp
fake?
and the warp entities. No,
Would a dimension fake still count?
no.
I'm actually worse than Eris.
And,
I'm good.
and remember, this is hallucination, so it's not fear or terror or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Doesn't matter, I succeeded. Hopefully with enough.
Oh, with the reroll
You know,
there.
I'm gonna spend a fate point to reroll that. Yeah. I'm meant to be good at ish at willpower.
Nope.
Nope, I actually got one worse. Well,
If I realize the Wolf is playing tricks, the first thing I'll do is first check up on Tiffany, make sure she's fine, and then go doing rounds with the other psychers first.
And who said you know that what fuckery is going on?
Hmm.
Oh. Oh.
Matter. Yeah, so these novels is an equal opportunity twat.
Ooh, okay. That's actually kind of interesting. So,
Oh.
as 5 days pass, throughout the next 5 days, for those of you who have failed your test, you begin seeing things out of the corners of your eyes. If you're on a patrol, for example, your worst fear always seems to be just lurking, and you catch yourself looking in mirrors to, is it behind me? Something is watching me. What was that? Checking, looking, but never finding. Your heart racing and beating, but you never find any trace. For those of you who have failed the test, this comes and goes. It's not just a once or twice, and for some of you, you may think it's your innate paranoia that's keeping you on edge. But when you start talking to the crew, none of them know what you're on about. All's well and calm. But for others, there's just this lurking feeling of being watched by something inhuman that's always just out of the corner of your eye, just out of view. Every time you turn, it seems to disappear or move just that little bit further out of view. However, for someone it is even worse. Winters, you are currently meant to be in your downshift. You're not meant to be working right now. But as you try to shut your brain down and just get a few hours of rest, you fucked up. You fucked up massively. How did you not see this? How did you not notice? When you were adjusting the plasma reactors, when you were trying to keep it in balance, you overcharged something. Whilst fine for a short time, that wouldn't be a problem, but this is a critical error and you just walk the fuck away? You run out of your charging point, domicile, the room on the cutter, perhaps. Not caring about making noise or who sleeps now. The only thing in your mind is getting to that plasma generator before you kill and doom everyone aboard. I don't have... No, there's no other NPCs there. So Winters, you've... how athletic is Winters? Can I get an athletics roll? I'll give you a plus 20. Plus 30.
Oh, look, I actually succeeded.
Fuck, you needed that.
Okay. So you charge through the corridors, just making all haste. If there are crewmen in the way, you're just pushing them out of your way. There is true panic stricken through your every circuit and electrocraft. You reach the sanctum doors, smashing your hand against the button to open the doors. No ceremony needed in such an urgent case. And as the doors slide open, you are greeted by Zik, who basically sleeps in engineering, and actually, Jenny. I actually believe Jenny has a normal human voice.
Yes.
She has a different augmetic voice modulator. So as the doors open and she looks round, you hear a very human. Winters, your shift ended some time ago. Why are you here?
Winters will just burst into the room going, fuck, 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 fuck.
That's down the hall to the left.
Run over to the run over to the console that is responsible for the thing that I think I did wrong and check if it's actually going ballistic.
You ignore the other two acolytes of the Omnisire and frantically open up the panel and begin looking and testing, and there's nothing here. It's not set to overcharge. It's set to standard.
Winters will just slump down in front of the console and just sit there. I hate warp travel.
It's not the most enjoyable of times, but it has its challenges.
I, for one, enjoy the challenges that the warp provides, although it can be overwhelming at times.
I'm just gonna curl up next to the console and say, I'm gonna sleep here.
You just lean over, take a charging cord out and stick it in the wall. Fair enough. They actually wouldn't be that. They just be like, okay, kind of nonplussed about it. You'd notice that Zik kind of folds her arms and goes back to sleep. It seems like she's already in her charging slot. This sometimes leaving things up to Nuffle can be a right pain in the ass. I was hoping for more goodies. Or at least there is a time when those of you that failed your tests, those of you that met the demon host, would 100% feel as if it was behind you. For everyone who failed, this happens once. For someone else, this is pretty much a constant.
I passed my test and burned the shit out of him. God damn it.
Yes. So, I was going to eke out some extra bits of you guys going through and trying to calm down crew members from their warp hallucinations. They got a natural 14, so the crew's fine.
Wow.
Crew is unaffected.
Crew has more
However,
balls than the PC.
You would notice that only 2 of the acolytes have actually passed the test. Surprisingly, Nutella passed. And no, sorry,
she
God damn it. Nuella passed. Fuck you, Jim! Ugh. Ruining my character's name. Nuella passed, the other psyker. And Festus passed, the preacher.
Just a question. Garlic is not here, right?
No.
No, that was he's on the space station.
Gotcha.
Garlic.
Garlic.
So, damn it. So,
the Garlics.
Darius especially would essentially, once all this crap starts happening, Flame starts like pulling you to one side and swearing that she sees crew members who are acting funny, acting strange, and she's sure she can hear a chittering coming from rooms, but when she checks the rooms, there is no chittering creature.
Yeah. Darius is probably going to do something very similar. What did I get there at 87?
Yes, Darius, you can confirm in a very conspiratorial-like manner that yes, you hear it as well.
Yeah. I probably have been watching, and Flame and I are sticking close to watch everyone.
Sure. I'm wondering. No, what we'll say is this: you, over the course of the next 5 days, as these hallucinations are starting to hit you all, you and Flame get very, very paranoid towards the crew. However, every time you actually check the crew, or you stop a crewman and you're like, "What are you doing? What are you?" They're doing nothing illegal. They're doing nothing untoward at all. Flame's mental state is quite bad. Yeah, I think I should give Flame a willpower roll. Let's see how is Flame? Oh, Flame, Jesus Christ! I haven't leveled you up in a while, have I, girl?
Can I justify that at least we're in a pair? Maybe either a minor bonus, or I might be able to intervene.
So I'm going to give it to her flat to start with, but I'll allow you to do, for example, a command roll if it's not great. 3 degrees of failure. I think she's going to get hatred. Crew of
Hatred crew, man, with 3 degrees. What?
It's a 55. She's an NPC though. I should be more violent to them. No, fine. That may be a little bit harsh. Flame is increasingly over the next 5 days getting more and more paranoid and more. Whereas maybe you're being a bit more subtle in how you're checking, or at least being, hang on, excuse me, can I have a look at what you're doing? She is literally just spinning people round, pointing her gun at them, like, get down on the floor! What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Like, full on Arbite, heavy-handed.
Yeah. My time in the Inquisition has taught me to be a little bit more subtle, although I'm staring at people like a bulldog just bit down on a chargers full of fucking bees with a mighty scowl.
So would you like to give me a command check to try and see if you can lessen the
Yeah.
I will give you a +10 because you're both guardsmen, but I'll give you another +10 because you're very Pacific from her homeworld. So that's a +20 overall.
Okay. Yeah. Of course, it's a target of 77.
You and sevens. So yeah, you were able to. you're able to calm her down. She's still much like you, paranoid as all hell, but you're like, look, if we're too heavy-handed, they'll go underground even more. We need to be a little bit more subtle about this to keep them, you know, so when they make a move, we're ready. It doesn't help that perhaps you tell other members of your team or the other teams about, you know, have you seen anything weird? And they're all like, yeah, we're seeing really weird shit at the moment. And for, oh, actually, I didn't do a specific role for Tiffany, so let's do it as the GM. Ooh, okay.
Again, at any point I realize that weird shit's happening on the ship, the first person I go to is Tiffany.
Let her trip balls.
So it's a difficult one to... Essentially, everyone around you is being very, very paranoid. Like, they all mutter about, you know, did you see that heretic in the mess hall? Did you see that? The demon host is here. I saw him out of the... I walked past the room and he was just in the doorway. When I went back, he wasn't there. A lot of that shit is going on between your crew and so on. When you look at Tiffany, she's just like, meh.
Hold up. Where is it?
Natural 18. She did well.
That's my girl.
Got that one.
Did that come through? I hope it did.
So, 10 days in the warp. Realistically, you should be out by now, but with the turning of the tides, it seems as if this could go on for much, much longer. However, after 10 days, Ludwig informs more than likely all of you, as you're in that level, that the Astronomicon has been found. That they're attempting a emergency, kind of temporary emergency warp exit. They're going to find a coordinate that they think is as close to the system, the planet, as possible, and they're going to exit. This could be hairy, so it informs you all of your all the Inquisition acolytes to basically get somewhere, strap yourselves down. Realistically, the 2 gun cutters, you know, if you do emerge into the material realm again, and something does go wrong with the ship, yeah, you might be safer in there.
I'm gonna take the advice from the voice in my head and go strap myself in the gun cutter.
Yeah. Strap down. Just get in the scene. Strap yourselves fucking in. Tell that to everyone. All of the fucking teams.
Pretty much everyone takes that advice as given, including Festus. He too appears in one of the gun cutters, like strapping himself in. The only person who is not accounted for, obviously you'd hear Jonas telling you that him and the kid are strapped in as best as they can in medical bay. The only one who hasn't reported in is Dariel, the outcast assassin.
No, I don't like him. Even though he can do pirouettes.
I'm going to ask Tiris. If
Tyrannus,
he,
yep.
yeah, if he knows where Daryl was, or if he has, seen
He
him.
just shakes his head. He just shakes his head. No,
I'm gonna
that one is a shadow. He is almost never seen. Only when he finds a good opportunity.
Oh, God. All right, opening the comm link, and Daryl, I hope you're fucking strapped in. Love of the Emperor, please strap in.
This is your captain speaking. Please fasten your seatbelts.
So, just a few short hours later. The ship's vibrating, which has not stopped for 4 or 5 days, slowly begins to smoothen out. For the tech priests, there's a lot of stuff going on with navigation. You're quite surprised at some of the calculations that you're privy to. Although it was meant to be a very, very difficult re-entry, the navigator apparently is just that good, as you make a perfectly flawless re-entry into the material realm, which they got a natural 1 on their re-entry test.
Oh, something tells me a little Eastern European lad was there, and oh yes, then tried to steal the ship and brought it back into reality only to disappear. That's one for
It
ours.
was, honestly, the roles for the navigation was just like, okay, alright, oh wow. So, yeah, I was quite impressed with the navigator. So yeah, you make a flawless re-entry. For those of you who bothered to check, your chronometers, so as far as I'm aware, your chronometers will either automatically sync with time, as in as soon as they know what time it is, they will recalculate and reset, or you have to do it manually. I'm guessing it's best quality ones kind of sort themselves out. But you do have a head-ups display in certain areas, like there'd be a TV screen that says, date of left, 9 days have passed. So they keep track of time on the ship. When you so where is it? There it is. So the day that you re-enter, Imperial date 190. The 190th day, 988 M41. At the very least,
199?
190. So 190.
Okay.
The gun cutter's chronometer swings forwards. It swings forwards by quite a bit. And it stops on the Imperial date of 310 988 M41. 120 days have passed whilst you were in the warp. Those 10 hair-raising and worrying days. Winters, your torture has finally ended. For anyone who's wondering why Winters may have been picked on over the last 2 sessions or so, I did some GM rolls for all of you, for what happens to you in the warp. You all succeeded except from Winters.
God damn it. God damn that luck.
And it gets worse.
Even a
It
GM
only
knows all the
strikes. It only strikes when you have a 9 in your target or your roll. You'll get an awful lot of 9s in your targets and your rolls.
Wait, what happened?
The paranoia. Winters
okay.
kept thinking she had fucked up. She was kept like, oh, I fucked this up, I fucked up. No, you hadn't fucked anything up. Many systems were running perfectly. It was just...
Once
Oh
we're
my
done sending a
God.
fucking nuke into the warp.
Yeah, even I was thinking, well, I could like get this warp journey to be a little bit longer, make the hallucinations a little bit. And I was like, this could go very badly for someone. We'll get out of the warp. We'll get out this session.
Oh god.
So what's also a little bit worse, when you eventually find out, is you are right on the absolute furthest edge of the planet's
Gravitational pull.
gravitational influence.
The gravity well.
Yeah.
I veto any further warp travel. Go fuck yourself.
Just one question though. It was 120 days that we were stuck in the warp, right? Just how long was it that we spent?
Time that passed in the material realm whilst you were in the warp.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. While we were stuck in the warp, 120 days passed on real time, right?
Yes.
Plus, how long were we gone from Aquafria?
That's about
28 weeks.
In total?
28 weeks was the last time you rolled.
It's more than half a year.
That was the last time you rolled to damage the economy, as it were.
Wow. That's a lot of
That's precisely what I'm thinking of. Money.
money. All right, 28 times. How do we break that up evenly? Hang on.
We have to first roll to see how much cash the
No. Hang on.
the thing made.
As you roll to damage the economy, I'm gonna go for a quick wee, so you guys can sort this.
All right. So everyone can roll 4 times, and someone gets to roll. Hang on. Am I doing that wrong?
28 divided by 6.
6 or 5?
Okay, yes, just
5.
just go to the Raven Court and roll 28 times. That's fine.
Well, everyone can roll 5 times.
Well, let Soon Raccoon roll as well.
Soon Raccoon can roll 3 times.
So everyone rolls 5 times, Soon Raccoon rolls 3 times? Is that it?
Yeah, should be right. Can anyone double check or
Yes. No. Because 5 times 5 is 25, and then yeah. Okay. So go from Eris, Ezio, Mordecai himself, Jim, and then Raccoon. How about that?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Go to
damage take.
go down to the Raven Court under PCs, NPCs, and then damage the economy.
Yeah, click on gear.
It's called the Invisible Hand of the Free Market.
Yes. Don't forget to type it into the profits earned.
So I click damage.
Yes. Okay. And then you do that 4 more times? Yeah.
If you're not understanding, in the previous sessions, we acquired
Please do keep track of this profit, because you do need to halve it.
So after the say the dash, just type in your total there.
Technically after that, because we need to half the money that we're getting with these rolls.
Keep track of what it is.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll keep track.
So, and then Ezio. You rolling?
I'm rolling, I think, roll 20. Oh no, I enabled 3D dice.
Okay. Ooh. Not bad. It's consistent. Alright.
Stat of that 598. Why should it have been above 600?
Mordecai.
Mm-hmm.
Roll 5 economy damage.
Okay. The Raven Court. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did none of those roll?
It's got a rating. Wait a second.
Yeah, it might
it is
take
like-
a while because it's
It
quite
is
a lot.
15. Yeah, 15 D100s minus 70.
Okay.
Ooh. It's the second highest so far, too.
Yeah.
Myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey. That's pretty good. I also have one of the lowest there. I have the lowest, actually. I got the lowest roll there. In the entirety.
7, 2, 3. Oh boy, that's a lot of profit.
Yep. Oh boy. I'll put the last 2 in if you want to do your own now, Jim.
Sure. I just finished adding yours. Oh.
Yep. Yep.
And can I get another 2 additional? As
There
there
are,
were 2.
3,
There were-
actually.
So
There's-
once you've done all of yours, there'll be another 2 because there were 2 holidays that passed whilst you were away.
Okay. And there's also no, Soon Raccoon can do.
Yes. I thought it was 28 weeks. We rolled 25.
Yeah.
Are there holidays
so then
counted?
there's. Ooh.
Yeah, the holidays would be extra. Would be bigger earner days because manufactorums would give the day off for a saint's day, and then you'd be expected to go to church, praise the saint, praise the god emperor for a few hours, and then you'd have like another half a day off or something.
I guess that's
So-
1 each of them. So
Yeah.
just everyone roll 1 more.
Yeah.
And then put it in your respective dash. 1, 2, 4, 6. Yeah,
There it
whatever.
is.
Hey, I got the lowest.
Well done.
I got this. I got the second lowest and the lowest.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
Mordecai's got the highest, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Roll another
Roll
economy
more.
damage. This is a lot of mana.
Oh, nice.
Are these holiday ones getting halved as well?
yeah. All the profits getting halved, so it will be rounded up into 1.
Yeah.
Just round it all up into 1, then half it, because that's essentially the exact same fucking number anyway.
We're missing one from Ezio.
Ezio Auditore to the friends, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, the one to beat at the moment is Mordecai.
One more.
with a 9,903.
I got
One more.
sooner to roll 3 more times.
No. There were 5 more rolls instead of only 3, so 1 each.
I assumed Raccoon didn't want to roll, so.
Let's look at it. You probably steal money from us with its grubby little
There's
hands.
a fucking 77 in there, Albie. I'm gonna kill you. There's a 77 in Winter's one too.
I'm
657.
sad there was no triples. Sad.
That's
I was-
a whole lot of fucking money.
I was
much
one
It
off
certainly
777.
So we've
Am
got
I adding mine into this sheet, by the way?
Don't-
Because it's
don't
very
worry,
confusing.
I'll start doing the math. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, this is just what we've earned per week, you see, and then at the very top, that's just the total. It's total earned.
Okay.
I think we have enough money to max everything out in the bar.
Jesus fucking
I
Christ!
feel like with this one, we should.
I don't. You might. I don't know if you remember this, but that shit was actually expensive.
Really expensive.
Yeah.
Plus, we're not getting all of this. We're getting half of this.
I know, but still.
I almost changed the fucking sheet. Shit. Shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna close that now. Okay.
okay. I'm gonna glitch this a little bit. Some time will pass before this happens, but you can each put into your personal purse 1,700 thrones for pay that. Oh, hang on, no, sorry, I've done that wrong. I've done that wrong. No, you each get 500 thrones because you're paid by the month by the Imperium, not by the week.
Oh, son of a bitch.
By the Inquisition, rather. So yeah, you're paid for 5 months, so 500 thrones each. And then we have another fun thing. So who wants to roll for fatalities?
I thought you hadn't rolled that. Also,
No,
I'm not
I'd-
allowing. I'm just gonna
Go
put
ahead.
my foot down. I don't think either Mordecai or Eris should roll these.
You think I was going to offer?
Okay.
It's nothing personal, buddy. I love both of you, but
Alright, what do I roll for fatalities?
So I'm
Actually,
gonna
no, Ezio, you
need
do.
in total. I'm gonna need in total. There are going to be 4 rolls. 2 for casualties. So I need someone to roll for the fighters and someone to roll for the skirmishers. A 1d6.
I'll do the skirmishes.
I'll do the fighters. Ooh. That's fighters and
Skirmishers lost 1. And the
fighters and
fighters
skirmishers
lost
both lost 1.
Okay, so now can I get 2 1d8s for, sorry, 1d4s for recruiting? So can I get a 1d4 for the fighter?
Oh, there you go. That's D4 for fighters and then skirmishers. So one skirmisher,
Okay.
4 fighters.
So your max for fighters is now 16, and you have 14 of them. These are the Raven Court gang members. However, unfortunately, your skirmishers are a max of 13, and you only have 9 of them.
Lovely. Oh, great. Okay. Any more rules?
So I believe that is all of them, because we've gone over your gang, your damage to the economy, and your pay. So it takes you a full day to actually get into position of the planet. A few things have changed. You'd be informed. Basically, everyone meets up with the Inquisition, with the Inquisitor. Bloody bike. With the Inquisitor and with Ludwig. It would be in his gun cutter, and he would have basically the Inquisition have mailboxes. When an Inquisitor drops out of the warp, he will generally connect to one of these message buoys, one of these drop boxes, and get all of his messages. They're run by the Inquisition, or other imperial groups. So after a few hours of getting into real space, right, you're given your money, you're given some information, you're all gathered up. The Inquisitor informs you that the Emperor's Profiteer ship has been delayed. However, he then tells you that he's had a number of other messages, ranging in the extreme areas, telling the Inquisitor that I have arrived, I have news. Inquisitor, where are you? Inquisitor, do you need help? Can I assist in any way? Inquisitor, answer me. But he also passes on the information that things have happened on world. The guard regiments, or the guard regiment, has been trained, and currently, and lasting for the next 2 to 3 weeks, is their parade. There are a number of ships, far more than what Darius saw on the screens on the space station above the mining world. Ludwig would inform you all that most of these are transport ships for the regiment from the Ultramar Segmentum naval fleet. There are a number of other vessels in orbit, however. He tells you for a bit of rogue trader advice, this is pretty much because when this shit kind of happens, the world is always desperate for confetti, flags, material for making flags, material for making this, that, and the other, especially for the sending off of a new regiment, or the founding ceremony, which I believe this is. No, not the founding ceremony, the founding departure? I can't remember what the proper word is now. It's when you send off a regiment to go off to war. There's a certain word for it. The founding muster?
There's the muster, yeah.
Yeah, so it's their very first muster off-world, which normally comes along with a massive celebration, a couple of weeks of just, the soldiers having their last goodbyes, partying, celebrating, and all of that good shit. And the world normally makes a big thing of it, because it's meant to be something proud, the world sending off a new... And with the troubles over this founding in particular, they've made it a little bit more grand. There are a number of naval officers, high-ranking naval officers of the Ultramar Segmentum Navy, who are actually going to be on world. They're kind of going to do a circuit, so there's maybe like 30 high-ranking officers who are each going to do like a few days being in front of the crowd, giving a speech, things of this nature, watching the parades go by, along with military officers of the founding, and some veteran officers who have been sent back from the regiments that have already been founded to take over running this new regiment. So the world is a hive world, but it's also an extra hive of activity on top of that, with shuttles just constantly flowing up and down, dropping materials off, dropping personnel off, preparing the ships, the transport ships, to get them up and away again. It's a real clusterfuck at the moment. During this message, this briefing, Ludwig would actually come on like his comm bead would be going off. And after, a number of times, like, cancelling the buzzing in his ear, eventually he answers, Inquisitor, I am being voxed by a Captain Jack Briston von Roy. He says he needs to speak with you urgently. He is most persistent. Well, we are in the middle of a meeting here, but fine. Put him through. Master Ludwig, the ship's comms are good enough. Of course, he gestures towards Sergeant Kroon, who is currently sat in the pilot seat, listening through the door, not really paying attention. It's got nothing to do with flying, but she hears, put it through comms, and click. Inquisitor? Inquisitor Bloodstone, are you there? My dear friend, what happened to you? I have been waiting most patiently, awaiting your response. Yes, Captain Jack. We seem to have had a little time phenomena happen upon us whilst traveling through the warp. I am most pleased to see you are here, as per my requests. But of course, Inquisitor, I would not break such a good friendship as we have. Things are going so well, and well, you ordered me to assist you in any way I could, and I request if you could, if it wasn't too much trouble. But carry on. You had news. Yes. So your former acolyte, Liliana Latilla. Fucking got that wrong. Latilla. She requested that I transport her to her first investigation. It seems as if there have been rogue activities working, and I needed to to inform you as soon as possible. Can you come to my ship, or should I make all haste to yours? Well, how urgent is it? It's of the most important urgency, according to your most humble. Well, I suppose she's not an acolyte now. She's of her own works and all, but very important. Very well, Captain. You get a transport to Ludwig's ship immediately. Then, very good. I will be on my personal transport immediately. Before the comms go off, you can hear Captain Jack ordering his men. Get my ship ready at full speed. Everyone, go, go, go.
Oh fuck! What the fuck has happened?
Yes, that's quite the thing, I suppose. Well, we should find out shortly. I hope it is of as importance as he makes out. So, acolytes, with the change in time, I suppose you could say, and how things have moved on, my plan has not changed, and our mission objectives haven't either. The commotion on world could assist us, in the fact it might make a perfect smokescreen and cover some of our activities. Getting onto world should be a little simpler, with the fact that Fireflank seems to be barking at something. It's a very mannish human type bark, but the Inquisitor looks kind of, ugh. Isn't that freaky? Okay.
Don't worry about it. There's just a warp ghost in the side of the room.
Don't
Anyway.
fucking say that. They'll purge the ship.
Shh, we'll talk about it.
Look, it's not fucking
Seeing
black ship.
as there has been a time warp phenomena thing happen, this does work to our advantage. We can have Winters and a number of the other acolytes sign up with Jack's crew. At the very least, it won't seem too odd that different crews are now working together. So this should, again, work in our favor, but there are a number of things that I will have to look into now. From the looks of the reports that I have received, it seems there is an unusual number of off-world dignitaries and officers attending. I know there have been issues in the past, but the sheer number of names that are on the list, I will look into.
Out of character. But I realized with my guard background and the knowledge that they were mastering that it might have to do with the. Excuse me. Is this better? This should be better.
Sure.
Yeah. So with my Imperial Guard background and knowledge that they were mastering, would I be able to think of that the mastering and those dignitaries might be related?
So, for the world, it's quite normal to have, planetary nobility turn up because it's a big event, and there'll be after parties and talking of so on and so forth. For a number of naval officers to make an appearance, that's again not unusual because they're in orbit anyway. They're going to be transporting these men, so why not come and see what's going on? For so many off-world to come, that is very strange. That's something that's not normally like, okay, maybe if there was a new founding on the planet Ultramar, you would have dignitaries coming from other worlds because it's fucking Ultramar and you're in the Ultramar segmentum and that's something important. But this little shithole of a rock, one or two families, maybe, but the numbers that are coming is just unusual. It's as if someone is pulling strings to get officers on the world. You can see that in either sense. Like, this could be very much something to appease the world because it is a special circumstance. This world is a little bit unusual in the fact that only in recent memory at the very least, there was a purge that went on. The planetary governess is not exactly helping situations by fucking up with their traditions and regiment makeup. But it is still very unusual. Yeah, even for so you'd all be given the data on your data slates as well. So just going through the names, you might not know who they are, but you know the ranks because it says next to them. The planet already has one of the Ultramar Segmentum's chief commanders on board, or what's he called? Lord Commander. Oh, hang on. Did I? No, I did name both of them Jack, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So there's already a Lord Commander on the world, which is fucking unusual because it's not his home world. And it looks as if another Lord Commander has been sent to pick up the troops. And there's only 5 for the entirety of the Ultramar Segmentum. That's just plain dangerous.
I don't like.
Now, I'm sure the Imperial Navy has its enforcers to protect assets and individuals, but I am going to pull some strings in the background, and I'll try and find out what exactly is going on. I also need to speak to my acolyte Oftane, as he has been seated with the Lord Commander on World. See what his take is on all of this. For my acolytes, your mission, again, has not changed, but I will change the parameters. If you see something suspicious, you are to act upon it. I do not want you to bring forth any inquisitorial IDs. We should not be identified as best we can. But apart from that, you are to use any and all force necessary. If you see someone acting suspiciously, I don't care if you have to take a leg off in front of a crowd and disappear into it. It may take months for the paperwork to be filled out and things to be smoothed over, but as long as you are not caught in the act, we'll fill that paperwork out eventually. Have I made myself clear on that front? There's a silent nod from all the other acolytes, except for your team.
Yep. Yeah. I just sure.
One step better than that would be if you can accurate yourself into any heretical activity. You see the opportunity to infiltrate, you are to do it. At all costs. If you can't, then, well, a prisoner, for interrogation purposes, will work just fine. So if you have any connections on World, particularly your team, as you have the most experience here, I imagine Jonas isn't in the room, but Saris, Mantorus Victoria, no, Saris Victoria Mantorus, the tech priest, she definitely would give a sidelong glance. He's read the reports. He knows she was in the Underhive the whole time doing weird shit. By all means, pay whichever ones need paying, or if they are trusted enough, bring them into the fold. To a degree. I do not want my name in particular being dropped, as I am known of in certain circles, so. But at the same time, if you were to show your rosette to an individual that you trust, I suspect they will not ask any more questions, and should they, you simply brush them off. For now, I suggest you all prepare yourselves, your equipment, and what you want to utilize, and prepare to, well, disembark.
Okay.
You'd notice the basically he ends the meeting off. Gives a little bow to his acolytes. They give the sign of the Aquilus, what have you. Most of them fuck off because they've been living in the ship. As your group goes to get up, he kind of, with a hand motions for you to stay put for a moment. I want
Oh.
your team to do a little bit more than everyone else. You've proven yourselves to be more than capable of the task. So, this being said, if you need any resources from the other teams, you have direct control over them. I will not be around at all times to assist. So therefore, your team will take priority. And essentially a position of, well, the command squad. Let's go back to the old days. If you need anyone to assist you, you order them or ask them. I don't care which. They prove to be difficult, well, we'll deal with that at a later date. Darius, you are of course in command of the squad, so things will lay upon your shoulders, but each and every one of you will be able to request of the other teams what you need, should anything happen to Darius. Keep in mind, your squad has proven itself to be a cut amongst the rest. That means the most scrutiny is upon your squad for potential promotion within the Inquisition. I hope you understand what that means, and those of you who have he struggles for a word and then settles on one. Less than the others. I would ask you to look upon yourself and to try to do better. Because you too are in the running for promotion. Does not end as at Acolyte. In other words, don't fuck up again, Mordecai.
I will put my head in my mouth and giggle slightly.
He does have a massive smile on his face as he says that, taking out a low stick from a low stick holder.
I don't intend to.
I have a lot of faith in all of you, and I expect you to have faith in the Emperor to guide you through my terrible decisions.
You won't be one of them, sorry.
Good. Dismissed
Just
all.
everyone eyes Mordecai.
I literally have my hand in my mouth looking at you, holding the giggles.
Fuck. Make one mistake.
Make one mistake.
It's not a servitor.
Make one mistake. Burn an entire nightclub down. But
Okay, we all took part in that. I shot my fair few civilians too.
shh, no. You're all blaming him because he set fire to the disco. You literally set fire on the dance floor.
Okay.
Not in a good way.
Right. Oh dear Lord above, help.
So, you're all dismissed. About an hour or so later, the Psychers on the team would notice a massive warp disruption. However, to show the difference, rather than what like the Demon did, where it was just a rip being released and being unchained and using its powers, this is a massive disturbance, but it is so very well controlled. This is a high-level Psyker using a very high-level technique. Yes, Jim, Ulftane has just warped aboard. He's good at that.
God fucking damn it.
So any of you in the cargo bay, where in the hangar bay where the gun cutters are, it gets very, very fucking cold. Like the temperature drops massively. I imagine the Inquisitor would at least put through ignore that or don't worry about that, because otherwise it would be quite alarming.
Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here.
Don't worry about it. Da, 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 da.
Move along, citizen.
Oh, actually, sorry, I've actually gone too many steps. So a few hours pass. Firstly, a shuttle arrives. Very lovely, sleek, sports class, highest caliber shuttle arrives from the Emperor's Profiteer. The captain meets the Inquisitor again. Treats him like an old friend. The Inquisitor's like, okay, fair enough. Some information is passed on, and then the warp portal opens up, or the warp gate. Can't remember what the type power is. I think it's warp gate. And an Ulftane appears, and you get told, "Yeah, don't worry about that. It's fine."
Who is Ulftane? Yeah.
Ulftane is one
Ulftane?
of the Inquisitor's acolytes from the game that I created. It's Juka's character, if you wish to know. The old man who looks like Clint Eastwood. He's fucking ancient at this point.
Yeah.
He was already like 80-something.
Best thing about him, his side focus is literally his whiskey flask.
I like. Jim, are you strangling your mic?
Sorry, that was my neck. Sorry, I was just cracking my neck.
That cannot be the sound. Oh, okay, I get it. You're cracking your neck and that's your headrest creaking like that. If your neck makes that kind of sound, then holy shit, man, you need to get to a chiropractor.
That's a headset, sorry.
So, little bit more information is dropped off. As essentially the captain has brought over I hate saying this word. It's a chit slate. A chip creator? It's basically a thing that pumps out ident chips.
A shit printer.
Yeah. He basically provides them one to everyone who needs it. So Winters, if you want to add into your inventory, ID chip, Emperor's Profiteer. So whenever a enforcer asks to see your ID, you are now a tech priest of the Emperor's Profiteer rogue trader vessel.
So
This
you're
gives you a
telling me
number of liberty. Sorry, go ahead.
So you're telling me I'm legal?
Don't put it like that, for the love of fuck.
Do not.
Cease.
Happy
You
birthday.
You can legally carry weapons of basic and small arm size. You still kick up a commotion, but when the enforcer checks your ID, it's like, oh, okay, no, you're legally allowed to carry these, and cool, fine.
Implying I can take my weapon off.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one with tech priests because they wouldn't be able to find it. Exactly.
You actually have permission to get this. So you had. This is not an illegal upgrade or some shit. You have permission from someone or something to get this.
Yeah, the only repercussion I could see happening would be if you used it, because the enforcers on world would be like, okay, to the tech priests on world, which one of your tech brothers or sisters of the cog fired a plasma weapon in this place? And when they all look around and go, no one. Well, because there's no record of a tech priest doing that, it's all of a sudden now marked as a heretical tech priest with a plasma gun. Or there is a heretical tech priest with a plasma gun on world. Whereas now, you're a rogue trader. You're fine. The Inquisitor would also give you a little bit more information that he deems relative. So, Latilla was asked by the Inquisition to investigate a load of nobility who were moving assets around. And many of these nobility had previously unknown connections to the former planetary governor of this world. So now the Inquisition are going back 80 years to look into what kind of connections these nobility had with the current planetary governess's father.
Oh, no.
What's going on?
I'm sorry, could you
Why
repeat
is
that?
this a problem?
There are previously unknown connections to this fucking to the planetary governor that had. It's the guy that was the reason why there was purges on the system in this entire planet.
Oh no.
Put it like this: a chaos spawn ran through the streets of the Hive world at one point.
Yeah, that's how Mordecai fell in love with
A
her.
majority of the nobles are descendants, but too young to know of their parents, basically.
Pretty much. Like, if you look at the news feeds from 80 years ago on this planet, there's an awful lot of accidents that start happening, and an awful lot of the old nobility start getting killed off.
No, it's
like,
14.
oh yes, they're. Oh, sorry, 14 years ago.
14.
You start seeing loads of accidents, and the youngest heir to the family who's only 8 or 9, or a little bit older, who wasn't connected to the family, like they were sent off to a Skolam to be educated for 10 years. Well, that kid was deemed, or that young adult was deemed
Pure
pure
enough.
enough, to be able to carry on the family line. But all the adults, were just like yeeted.
So, like, the current planetary governess was 6 or something when she was elected, and then was assigned, and then was in private tutoring until she was like 16, 17.
That is correct.
Good times.
Sorry, no, I got that wrong. She was 13 when she was put into private tutoring for about 14 years. And then was taken out to private tutoring and was a planetary governess for 4 years before we arrived. Oh boy. Alright. Let's get shifting shit on with the world. Not by shit, I mean us.
There's a little bit more information. So, from the Inquisitor's acolyte, Ulftane, he informs the Inquisitor of a few things, and the Inquisitor informs you all. The Lord Commander has been, whilst not cut off from command, the forces on world are no longer taking advice from him. So when he advises, no, this is how the departure should go forth, it's a different departure schedule. And this is quite frustrating for him. He's not quite sure what's going on, because the Tarius? No, sorry, that's the actual dude's name. The Marshals? No,
Hey.
Marcis? I can't even remember some of my own names. House Marcis? Marcisus?
Oh, Marcius?
Marcius, that's the one.
Yes,
Marcius.
Marcius. Or something, yeah.
The military, the noble house that's always been involved with military.
The one that you accidentally made into an actual name.
Yes. Yes. They seem to be being difficult. They're not listening to his orders. They're not. They're being a bit uppity. They're just being difficult to deal with. And this is forcing the Lord Commander to do a lot more dog's body work for a man of his position. Like, he's having to meet with certain nobles of that house and certain commanders to rather than just sending a data wafer to them or sending a Vox message to them, he's actually having to meet each one at having a formal meal. And okay, so this is what I would advise for the sortie off-world. You do these regiments, you ship them out like this so they can be deployed like this, and it's taking up a lot of time and it's a lot more effort. So in the Lord Commander's command network is far busier than it really should have to be. When he's in the Ulftane informs him that the other Lord Commander, who is currently in orbit, basically, in his command ship, apparently he's not here to come down to the planet. He's just decided to take his part of the fleet out this way, which seems utterly bizarre, because no Lord Commander should not be in the same sub as each other. That goes against all rules unless there is a major orc invasion which the Imperium knows about, so they can come together and plan a response of how to deal with it. Having two Lord Commanders in this, even Jack von Las Sebastian Roy on world is saying this is utterly madness. But his messages are not getting through to the Lord Commander. He's having to hear this all third hand, which shouldn't be happening.
Wait, the second Lord Commander?
Yes, the one in system in orbit on his command ship is not responding to any messages from the Lord Commander on world, which just should not be happening, and he's completely baffled as to why this is. The only reason he was willing to put forward is that they are not friends. They are fierce rivals at best. At best. But again, for them to disagree on military practices is one, or naval practices is one thing. For the complete block of communication is unprecedented. Does not happen, or at least should not happen. So the Inquisitor's first objective for himself is he will travel back with Ulftane to the Lord Commander's house. Basically, he's gonna walk through the gate and appear on world. He does inform you that for the next 3 days at least, you'll have to leave your communication, your messages, with either the Emperor's Profiteer or the Lustful Maiden. He will leave it up to you which one you leave it with. I believe you guys don't have a Voxcaster, do you?
No.
Didn't Saris have one, and we made a link with the Raven Court that could talk upstairs?
Saris had
Upstairs.
to do all comms on world. Saris was basically our piggyback onto the world's comms.
Yeah, and we
Yes.
gave one to people downstairs, but we don't have one. No, we must have one ourselves because we gave one to the people downstairs so we could talk to them.
Oh, yeah, we have a
yeah.
no, we have a large scale one in the court.
You gave you gave a portable Voxcaster to the Wild Wardens because that's how you gave thingy PTSD.
Yes.
Yep.
You had a Cognite put into the Raven Court,
which could access. It could send and receive messages from the Profiteer.
I think Saris was doing a lot of work with that, using the Hive's transmitters, because she was in the Underhive and had access. Well, basically, she cut a lot of wires and did some magical techno science.
I mean,
the Inquisitor does provide you with a Voxcaster, a proper one. It is not uncrackable, the code that's in it. No transmitter is, but to a degree, you can say some things. Just yes, be careful with it. It does count as a good quality one, so you can add that into either your ship's inventory or onto the Raven Court's inventory, wherever you would like it.
Not much of an inventory in the Raven Court, honestly.
I think I'm gonna go back then to only speaking of the Inquisition as the family and denying that we're proud of the Inquisition until I die. And we're gonna be technically in control of the other squads too, right? We're gonna be able to order them around to a degree.
Yeah.
Yes, to a degree, yeah.
So could we, technically speaking, kidnap Saris to be our, pet that stays at home?
Get back in the lower hive, and piggyback.
I mean, she doesn't have to be in the lower hive, no, does she?
You technically can utilize her, but she will have her own objectives and team that she'll need to work with.
No, that's again fine. It's just that she was our command center on world, so
now she won't be able to do as much if she's not in the Underhive, which I know sounds cruel, but the Underhive has access to far more systems than you would ever imagine. Because if you're using main power conduits and you're using old world sensors and, well, they're connected down there.
So what you're saying, back in the hole with her.
Get back in the hole!
Kind of. It would be, it'd basically be up to you if you want to send Saris back down there where she can technically be the most use as a command command area kind of thing. But then she cannot assist you with any immediate activities because it just takes too long to actually move around the hive. And if you want to say, like, you know, this group can go and escort her down to the Underhive, and then come back to the Raven Court, then sure, you can do that.
Because what I'm thinking is, if we utilize the Raven Court as our base of operations, we can expand and do everything we have to, and have, you know, HQ be the Raven Court.
Well, you can have the meeting place for all personnel be the Raven Court. The only reason where Ceres would be like your command hub is because she just has access to more shit down there.
Oh, yeah, I agree. It's just that I'm trying to think of what we could do to facilitate the you know, workings of all teams, and having Ceres be the commanding the communication between every team would benefit everybody.
I mean, so long as we have the comms on world, so between our teams, we should maintain communications, especially with this Voxcaster, right?
Yes, yeah. The Vox. So if Ceres goes back to where she was, back in the hole, she can do internal systems in the hive fairly easily. It's accessing the Voxcaster system, the planetary Vox system, if you will, to reach ships is a little bit dodgy. So if you utilize the Voxcaster for that kind of work, that would probably be best. Where it is a good quality one, it does have the range to go through. Oh, actually, good point. It's got to go through hundreds of thousands of. Ceres will probably need to, or actually, no, Winters. You have a tech priest now. Winters will need to set it up to utilize parts of the Underhive communication system. But then you actually have a good quality one sat up there, so you can call the Poison Kiss up. You can call the Wild Wardens up and have a much clearer line. Because you guys have been using your microbeads for most of communication.
Yeah.
The thing is, we technically don't need a tech priest immediately next to us in the form of Ceres, because we have Winters.
We have Winters, and we also have Jenny. Even Jenny and Ceres could be down in the communications hub.
Yeah, plus
teams or even just gang members cycle in and out of for watch, more or less.
Yeah, plus, isn't the drug manufacturing technically down there too?
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah,
It certainly is.
And she has access to, you know, the servitor highways down there.
It does indeed.
Perhaps.
In fact, Jenny is going to opt to go with Ceres into the Underhive, and she is going to request leave from the command so she can work on the solution that Ceres started. More mutant juice.
Shit, sorry.
Ah, yes, the mutant solution.
Also, technically speaking, if we expand the Raven Court forces, couldn't we, technically speaking, improve the time between travel from one place to the other?
You would also need to look into transport for our goons.
You can improve you can improve by renting transport and paying for access to the. Well, actually, you're all rogue trader personnel, so you will have access to the express elevators anyway, because you're not common hivers anymore. You know, not in the system.
Mm-hmm.
So you're already going to have it's going to be quicker anyway you can rent or technically buy vehicles to increase the speed even more.
Yeah, we've done this in the past. We've rented, lorries and shit and paid them off so they don't inspect our gear. Remember? That's how we got.
Technically, you do have enough money now to buy a vehicle if you so wish.
I think we could do that, honestly, just buy a freight.
Might be a smart idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do more of this when we get back on World. Currently,
make it a
I
little
need to get on World just to see what the fuck the other gangs have done to our base, because we just know something's happened. I just know they've done something.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Is the question,
what?
should our punishment expedition be with Meltas or without?
No. Well, first, we need to get all our stuff on World, so that will be a case of packing crates, everything else, and paying off customs and shit, basically.
No,
So, no, go ahead.
Since technically speaking, due to my alias being part of a rogue trading family, and now that we have access to 2 ships, that even boosts our credibility.
They're in 2 different names, Jim.
Yes, but I mean, a rogue trader house can work with another rogue trader. Well, a rogue trader house can work with other rogue trader houses. So technically speaking, since they have access to them, credibility.
Right. Okay.
So, what we're going to do is essentially, because the Von Roy is here, plus Ludwig, a number of your more difficult to transport items, like heavy weapons, heavy armor, things like that, they're more than happy to pack them up and have them go through the official manifest, basically. So this would be goods where you have a business, goods for the Raven Court. So there'll be an air of legitimacy behind them. Which captain or which ship would you rather have do this with? So it's Unsworth Turbines, the Lustful Maiden, or Captain Jack von Briston Roy, whatever his name is, of the Emperor's Profiteer.
We've worked with the Profiteer before in the past, and we already have the identities for them, so I think the Profiteer.
Okay. So all the shipping crates will be marked as transport high quality luxury goods from the Emperor's Profiteer. Let me give a scrutiny roll for these things. No, that would be a fail. So your goods will not have any problems getting through customs. As I mentioned before, they're very busy, so they managed to go through quite easily. You don't even have to pay a bribe, which is amazing. Maybe a few bribes have been paid to get you further through the queue, because the queue's quite long, but well, the Inquisition paid for that. It takes you a full day, so it's currently, I even said the dates, well, whatever day it is, it's the 310th, because I haven't actually updated the date, 310th, so it's 311th day. When all the Inquisitorial assets reach the Raven Court.
We're going to want to be down there around the same time.
Yeah.
Yes, it basically, your group, so Liliana, Darius, Mordecai, and Ezio, you all need to go with a different group, because they don't know how to get there.
I'll take the more difficult people, so including Flame. No, I was thinking Festus actually, because that's gonna fucking shank Waldo. Or
I mean,
Sorry, what was that?
Festus
I mean,
Mordecai, so he's not going with Mordecai.
Let me
Liliana,
turn on the charm. It's fine.
I would say Darius can take Flame, Festus, and the Arbites. I think they're all cool. I could take Nutella and Costello and maybe the Samurai.
We all know for a fact that the other D guy, what's his name? Daryl is just gonna, find his own way there because he's not gonna actually sit with the group.
Yeah, I mean, who's left?
So Flame and Festus and Marius, Tyrius, Castella, and Nuella.
They can come with me because speaking Nutella likes us. So Costello is very easy to deal with.
Nutella likes us too much.
Who
No,
gets
no.
the boy? Is the real question.
The boy gets transported over to the Emperor's Profiteer because it's a better ship for housing him.
Status.
The boy gets to stay as far away from us as possible.
He doesn't. So now that you're asking, and no one asked whilst you were guarding him, he is still in a coma. Very much still in a coma.
Boy.
Good.
You boy, what?
Wait, what?
I thought you bought a new boy.
Oh no.
Not another one.
My brain just went, no, my brain went wrong. Ignore me. It's late and I have work in the morning. Shush.
So he goes off with Jonas to the Emperor's Profiteer.
Yeah, we forgot about Jonas. Fuck Jonas.
Because people have things to do. We'll all of you managed to get onto the world perfectly fine. I did roll, and I was going to end it after I'd done the rolls, but everyone rolled really, really fucking well. So there's not a problem, except for one group. One group. Let me just see if. So Jim, as probably as you're going through, I don't know, a checkpoint of some such description, Noelle's been holding it together fairly well enough, and then the sky will be purple and red and green. I smell sausages of the warp. It's coming. It's going to be here. The thing that comes in my nightmares is going to be here soon.
Does the god stop us, or can I just grab her and say it's okay?
The host that destroys the soul. The host that destroys the soul. It's going to come. It's going to come. It wants us all.
Nutella, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna give you your meds as soon as we get there, okay?
So no, he does actually succeed. So one of the guards comes over and what's going on here? What's wrong with that one? ID check.
She has an ID check, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I would just say sorry. Her meds are waning, and she always gets, a bit stressed when traveling.
Right, gotcha. Maybe you should keep her under control then. The Emperor knows we've got enough to deal with without PTSD or something, was it? I know you sailors. Oh, Emperor's Profiteer. Righto. I don't like the fact that she's allowed to walk around armed. If she causes any trouble, this will not protect her. We're pushed as it is. Now move along, citizen.
Thank you, sir. I'll just move along.
He'll be dead in a week. He'll be dead in a week. They're all gonna die. They're all gonna die.
Can I hug her and put her, head on my shoulder and basically try to, be like there, but I'm actually trying to, stop her from speaking.
Sure, you can do that. Yeah, no, you can do that. The amount of people who are queuing up to get onto World, to do trade, to get cargo through, it is overwhelming. This is like a major hive world of of the soul segment. This is terror with how many people are queuing up, and not quite, but still.
It's nowhere
It's
near
incredible. And you're also, when you actually learn about what goes on queuing up to terror, it's like, no, it's not that bad. You're going through the express lane as well, so you're walking past people who have been there for days, quite pissed off, as you just with this nutcase, but no other incidents happen from.
I want to look back and laugh at them internally, but I'm not gonna do that.
So, we need to ask for fucking Liana now?
I'll take your badge numbers and make sure you're dead in the week.
God fucking damn it.
Quality. So you all make it to the Raven Court with very little untowards happening otherwise. You are all able to rent transportation if you want to speed things along, or you can just walk and take the express routes. If you want to get transportation, just remove 15 gelt from your purse, as that's all it will cost for normal transportation for the common man. That's how I'm trying to put it. A bus ticket. So you all get to the Raven Court, and that is where we're going to end our episode, because there's going to be some things you guys are going to need to do in the backgrounds. You have some thrones in your pockets, you have some profit in your business, and, well, you've got some gang members who are running around with mercy killers. I'm surprised more of them didn't die, to be honest with you, but Nuffle was with them.
Nuffle was really with us today.
Hey, we had two guardsmen train them quite well.
I taught them Haka.
Right.
And yeah,
Oh god, yes, they're war dads. I should have added on some deaths. Should have been like, no, let's kill off a few.
You see, it is all work.
They're not meant to do that dance before fighting. They're meant to do that dance to, improve their coordination and teamwork.
Isn't it used to
maybe going into gang warfare, doing the hacker as aiming guns.
It is, but I'm not going to tell them to do that before they fight. They have guns and they're not stupid. This is the other half. Oh, not the other half.
They have guns and they are stupid.
What if they don't have to shoot because of the Haka? Successful intimidation roll.
People are just gonna look at it and find it weird. They're not supposed to do that. Again, that's for teamwork and coordination.
So yes, our group will have to do some things in the background. So I certainly hope you've enjoyed this episode, and are looking forward to future episodes to come, where many more Zaki and Waney and other weird words adventures will be happening, and I have some things brewing, some good things. So thank you all so much for watching. I certainly hope you've enjoyed this episode. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.